Welcome to Gumbo Lala. I'm your host, Kayla Forstall, and in today's video, I interviewed my grandfather. He is an unofficial vegan. What is that exactly? Well, he doesn't claim to be a vegan, but he does follow a plant and starch-based diet. So check out to see what that means and what that is. And he also is discussing his challenges and some of the medical benefits he has received by adopting this new lifestyle at the age of 70. So his food journey is super unique, and I think you'll really enjoy it.
At around age 70, I kind of realized that whatever physical condition I was in at that point was probably going to be the maximum for my age. So I was just cruising through the internet, and I used to follow Dr. Oz. He was my choice of diet person at the time. And then I was on the internet one day just looking for something on cancer prevention and lifestyle, and I ran across John McDougall, MD.
Yes.
So I looked more into what he was doing, and it just clicked with me. It made sense.
Okay, and it just resonated with what you were looking for.
What I was looking for, and
Great.
Some of the other lifestyle changes promised more than I knew I could accomplish at my age level. I figured that this was more compatible with my age level, or really any age level. And I've been more or less sticking with it, complying at least 80 to 90%
that's really
over the
good.
last 3 years.
So did you start from like 0 to 100 where you just cold turkey cut everything out, or did you do like small adjustments?
As far as the meat and dairy was almost cold turkey.
And then adding the proper stuff slowly.
Yeah, the other things that go along with the whole
plant.
plant food starch-based diet is there is no dairy, no eggs, no processed oils.
So that would include olive oil, vegetable oil,
Any processed
any
oil.
of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any oil that's natural to a plant, to a specific plant, because there's no animals involved, is okay. But once it's extracted, it's a no.
Oh, I see. So basically you'd just be getting the lipids just by consuming
Right.
the food.
Omega-3s from nuts and other vegetables is good, but to pull it from fish oil or something like that, krill oil,
Not
no.
recommended. Okay. And so how did your family, your friends, other people from your generation has reacted to your lifestyle change?
Nobody has given me any adverse flack about it. They just say, oh, and I know no other person personally who's on this food regimen.
Me neither.
Yeah. So I haven't received any personal dissatisfaction from anyone about going on this type of a food regimen.
Well, that's good. That they're supportive for the most part.
Yeah, and just say, hey, do your thing.
Yeah. And then I guess like once they see that how you are mentally and physically.
Yeah, I have had confidence. I've lost somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20 pounds. And I would like to lose maybe about 10 more, but I'm kind of plateaued right now. And I do drink too many Coca-Colas. I can go weeks without a Coca-Cola, and then I'll drink a couple for a couple of days a week. But
Interesting,
yeah, and they also on this lifestyle, there's limited amount of sugar.
Yeah, that's needed.
And salt. And I have no problems with any of those. The only sugar that I may be taking too much is in Coca-Cola. So, and like I said, I'm working on that. It's a work in progress.
Of course.
I gave it a 5-year program, time limit to see what benefits I would get out of it. I knew
so kind of like a halfway mark now.
I'm at, roughly at halfway mark. And I figured that some of the promises that the advocates of the diet give. I know that at my age, I won't, achieve many of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I have, the only medical problem I have right now is slight high blood pressure. Most people on the whole plant food lifestyle really don't consider themselves vegans,
Mm-hmm.
in that a person who eats potato chips and Coca-Colas as their mainstay is still a vegetarian.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But with the whole plant food person, they're eating processed oils and a lot of sugar. So no, that's not it. So people on this lifestyle prefer to be called whole plant food starch based. Now 90% of the food that I take in is starch based. Corn, potatoes, what else? Corn, potatoes, rice, and beans. Those are the main 5 staples that I eat every day. Roughly 75 to 80%. 10% of green leaf vegetables, and another 10% of fruits.
Okay.
That makes up basically what I'm supposed to take. I'm about 90% compliant. I do eat a couple of potato chips every now and then. I drink a couple of Coca-Colas every now and then.
I think to think that people follow a diet 100% is unrealistic.
Right. Well, a lot of vegans are strict vegans. They will not touch a piece of meat. I have no problems with tasting a piece of meat.
Same.
Every now and then. So that's what I say. I'm not on the animal kick. Luckily, I married a young lady whose cooking style was very close to my mother's.
Yes.
So there was no big change.
Okay.
A lot of men, when they marry, their wife's cooking is different from their mother's cooking. They say, well, why you don't cook like my mama cook? I didn't have that problem.
Okay.
So the food regimen went on from single life to marriage life.
Okay, but then now you do most of your cooking.
Oh yeah, I do. Do all my own cooking.
And you want things, a certain way to comply with your lifestyle.
Yeah, and it's a fight when you live in a home with somebody who's not compliant with the same lifestyle you have. So you have the temptations and stuff like that.
True. Definitely makes it a little bit harder, but definitely gives you. I think it makes you stronger.
Yeah, it's a fight. Now when I go out and eat. Mainly what I eat when I go out is baked potatoes and steamed broccoli. Okay. That's my order. I usually, if we go eat somewhere, that's what I will order. Okay. The Asian foods usually have too much oil.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They're sauteed in the fried rice and, there's a whole lot of oil. So, and the sodium content is high in Asian food also. Mm-hmm. So whether it's Asian or Creole cuisine, Mediterranean, I just get a baked potato with steamed broccoli.
And you feel...
Oh, I'm satisfied. Maybe sometimes it's 2 potatoes. One potato's not enough.
Yeah.
Because they're small, so I'll get 2.
Cool. So do you have any... I know you don't like to give advice, but I'm just going to ask for it anyways. Okay. Advice to other people who are maybe like in around your age frame who are thinking about it, maybe just like are too hesitant about actually like making the change, because I would say you feel like it's worth it.
Yeah, and I think it's worth it for anyone, not only people at my age. And what I was also a point to bring out is that what you get from any diet ultimately depends on your genetic makeup, because you have people who can eat what any group of people may call the trashiest foods all their life and still live to be 100 years old. Yeah. Smoke cigarettes and drink all the alcohol they want, and they will still live to be 100 years old. That's genetic makeup. But you never know what your genetic makeup is until you come down with something. So you have to take the precaution ahead of time to make the lifestyle change if you're interested in achieving, a certain age factor. And I would figure that even my mother lived to be 86 years old. I didn't know that. And she ate everything she wanted. My father died relatively young. He was 73. and he died of heart inclusion. He had a heart attack in his sleep, but everything highly fried. I mean, he was a fried food person, and this is one of the things that most people on a Western diet, we won't say a Louisiana diet or United States diet, just a Western diet, they take in too many oils, and it causes plaque buildup in the artery systems, and this is what usually causes a heart attack.
Yeah.
So far, it's preventable to anyone, whether you have the natural genetics or not. Now, I have a cardiologist, and I've been going to him for over 5 years now, and he's given me every test, and he said I have no heart problems.
Great.
I had
and that was before the change of the diet, or after?
I started with him before, 5 years ago, and I've only been on a diet, say 3 years, going into 3 years. So actually, I was seeing him before I started the lifestyle change. And like I said, the only thing I still take is low blood pressure medicine. I take 2 medications for blood pressure. But even sometimes I go 6 months without taking the medicine. And I told the doctor when I saw him, I said, I haven't had this medicine for 6 months. I said, and my pressure is still in the 140 range. I don't consider that high for a person my age.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's going to be in disagreement because he pushes medications. This is his business. This is how he makes a living.
Right.
I have nothing against that. But like I said, I'm going to go for 5 years, and if my blood pressure stays and gets down into the 120s with his medication, I'm going to discontinue medication for blood pressure.
And it's your choice.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. And I think it definitely helps that you have this lifestyle, this diet that you follow. It shouldn't get worse.
Well, nothing, like I said, nothing is guaranteed. It all really comes down. Lifestyle helps, but the final decision is always going to be on your genetics.
Okay.
So
then thank you for passing on good genetics, if that's the case.
Yeah, you have pretty good genetics. You can look up on the internet, Dr. McDougall, okay, McDougal.
And his website.
That's his website. All his information is free. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to buy foods that produce or take any classes.
He's not trying to market anything.
No, he's not.
He's giving the information.
He's giving the information free. He does have a marketing clinic where you can go if you want, to be personally interviewed by his staff. You can do that. But all the information that you would pay for is on the internet free.
Okay, great. Be sure to check that out if you want to learn more.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.